Join the Bhakti podcast with deep insights into all matters spiritual. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with your inner self.
O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Hare Krishna, what a beautiful verse and what a beautiful purport of Srila Prabhupada. Almost every verse Srila Prabhupada is speaking about the impersonalists and the impersonal conception and the personal conception. So, in this purport today, he makes a point. Actually, there is no contradiction. There is no problem between the impersonal conception and the personal conception. And there isn't, as Lord Chaitanya has explained in his philosophical doctrine, Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, simultaneously one and different. So philosophical thought goes back very much in our Acharya, from Madhvacharya to Ramanujacharya, and there was a philosophical doctrine of Advaita propagated by Shankaracharya, oneness. So the Shankarites they emphasize the oneness. Everything is one, everything is Brahman. Yes. But there's also difference. No, there's only oneness. And then it comes a Dvaita, from Advaita to Dvaita. Dvaita, everything is different. There's no oneness. There's Krishna and there's a living entity. And there are different other conceptions. Vashishta Dvaita, qualified difference. And then the crown of all philosophical thought comes with Lord Chaitanya. Yes, there is oneness. And there is difference. There is Advaita and there is Dvaita. Simultaneously. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Simultaneously existing side by side. Achintya. Inconceivable. We cannot really understand it. And the example of the sun is given when the sun shines. They're existing side by side. Where there is sunshine, there is the sun. Where is the sun, there is sunshine. We cannot just emphasize only, there's only sunshine. No, there is sun also. Or there's only sun. No, there's sunshine also. Both simultaneously. When the sunshine is coming into the window, we're saying the sun is here. Well, the sun is not here, the sun is millions of miles away, but the sunshine is, in a sense, not different from the sun, because the sunshine is nicely warm, hot even, light, and the sun is also hot and light. Still, the sun planet is located in one place, and the sunshine is, the energy of the sun, the sunshine is permeated all over the universe. So we have to accept both oneness and difference. But we have to also know that the sunshine is coming from the sun. It's not that the sun is coming from the sunshine, right? Wherever we say energy, and Srila Prabhupada used that word again and again, there must be an energetic, means a source of the energy. I just made a short today from last class. We said impersonalism, personalism, energy, energetic, and we'll post it tomorrow. So energetic means where the energy is coming from. And even the scientists that go wrong on that point. There was a big bang, energy, condensed. So where's it coming from? The energetic, there must be a source. This Hare Krishna, Krishna consciousness philosophy is so beautiful. We can explain it all. to the greatest scientists. Well, there must be a source of everything. I think they're saying the source is a Big Bang. Right? So who pushed the button? Oh, it just pushed it by itself. No, nothing pushed it by itself. Someone is setting it off. The sunshine is set off by the sun. The Big Bang, if we would accept that, perhaps then there is an intelligence behind who is a cause of that Big Bang. Very easy to understand. So Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is pervading everything. That Brahman, that Brahmajyoti is everywhere in an impersonal way. In the spiritual world, everything is floating on the rays of Krishna's Brahmajyoti effulgence. Where is it coming from? Okay, it's coming from Krishna. But where exactly from Krishna? From his toenails. His reflection of his effulgence on his toenails. Of course, not only Krishna's toenails are shining. Krishna is shining everywhere. There was a beautiful story. I'm reading at the moment quite a lot of Srila Prabhupada's memories. I got, they're all coming in 6 volumes. I had a few missing. I bought them from Siddhanta Prabhu, kindly, who was on a Zoom meeting with us some time ago. Siddhanta Prabhu, he compiled all the memories. He did all the interviews. He all wrote it down, transcribed it, and a lot. It's a one-man band, but it's a beautiful service. So much we can learn about Srila Prabhupada by his memories. Incredible memories. And some are overlapping. Devotees felt feelings the same. A group of devotees, 5, 6 devotees, and everybody confirmed, Prabhupada was just only looking at me. Everyone was just only looking at me. And they said, oh, well, no, Prabhupada was only looking at me, not at me. So it's the same in Golok, when the Sakhas, they think, I'm the only one fanning Krishna. There are millions of Sakhas fanning Krishna, and everybody thinks I'm the only one. Isn't that beautiful? It's the same with everything. The same with the gopis and the Rasa dancer. So, Krishna is not only by his all-pervading energy. I mean, it's already amazing that all the spiritual planets in the spiritual world, they're all floating on the rays of the Brahmajyoti. Everything. So here also. But more than that Kshiratakashai Vishnu, the third Vishnu, he manifests himself in each and every atom and the heart of every living entity. So who can say Krishna, where's Krishna? Krishna is everywhere. Everywhere, in each and every atom. How beautiful is that? So, but at the same time, the Lord is in Goloka and plays to be a cowherd, tending the cows and playing with his friends in the forest. At the same time, it's almost inconceivable. How that Lord, who is extending himself into each and every atom of the cosmic creation, is playing just like an ordinary human being. But these are the secrets of the secrets. So, of course, the impersonalists, they cannot understand that. Their realization goes as far as Brahman. So all-pervading energy of the Lord, which is a starting point in self-realization. That's actually the starting point. Of course, we, due to pride, we may think, I understand it all. Brahman is everything. But we should be humble enough to admit maybe there is something more which I don't understand at this moment in time. I remember when I came first time to the temple in Germany, and I had no idea what's going on, and everybody bowing down, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, and saying something, mumbling something. So I had somehow or other a little bit of pious credit, that I also bowed down. I didn't mumble something because I didn't know what to say. I just bowed down, I just imitated everybody else, and that was my good fortune. I bowed down, and I thought to myself, well, I just do like everybody else is doing, although I don't understand a thing what's going on here. There's a beautiful story with Srila Prabhupada and Garga Muni. He wasn't bowing down. Brother of Brahmananda. He's still with us and doing beautiful postings of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes and lectures and classes and like that. I think he's in Vrindavan, or he was at least. So he came after the first wave of devotees, Brahmananda and others. So he came a bit later. And he saw everybody bowing down, but he didn't bow down. He didn't bow down. So Brahmananda, his brother, he was questioning, why don't you bow down like everybody else? And he said, I don't bow down because I don't understand it. Like me, I don't understand it. I don't feel like it. And if I bow down and I don't feel like it, it will be artificial. Many people think like that. We want to do something genuine. We don't want anything artificial. So I only do what I'm convinced and convicted of doing. So he didn't bow down. And then one day in class, we asked Srila Prabhupada, you may have noticed, you must have noticed, everybody's bowing down, but I don't bow down. Because I don't have that feeling, I don't feel like, I don't understand, I don't feel like bowing down. And if I bow down and I don't feel like, then that feels like very artificial, and I don't want to do that. I want to be authentic. Everybody nowadays, I want to be authentic. Yes, it's good to be authentic. So Srila Prabhupada didn't say anything for a bit. And then he looked at him and said, no, you should bow down. And the feeling will come. Right? Simple. You bow down and the feeling will come. And the feeling came. And he bowed down and the feeling came. So sometimes, particularly when we have proper authority, we can trust, then we can even follow blindly and will get tremendous benefit. Normally, blindly is not emphasized. We should have knowledge and not following blindly, but if we have such a great soul as Srila Prabhupada, we can even follow blindly, and he'll pull us along, and we'll get the benefit. So that is one story, and I'm grateful that somehow or other I was bowing down in the first visit to the temple, because then doors are opening. But if someone has a little bit too much pride, like my friend who came with me, Joachim was his name, German name, Joachim. Yes. He didn't bow down. And I asked him, why not? He said, I don't bow down in front of anyone. Right? So the ego was well established, more established. So he didn't get the benefit. And even today, he is somehow or other, sometimes he's chanting Hare Krishna mantra, so he hasn't completely lost it, but he hasn't made too much progress in all these 40, 50 years. He could have made so much more progress. So we have to be, the most important quality of a devotee is humility and tolerance and amanina manadena, giving respect to everyone, not expecting respect in return. These three qualities from the Shikshastakam, Lord Chaitanya, this will help us to go a long, long way. If we just can, I mean, not artificially, not like that devotee who said, Srila Prabhupada, I am the most humble. Right? He was the most. So everybody wants to be the most in this world, right? I'm the most beautiful, I'm the richest, I'm the most intelligent, I'm the most clever.
I'm the most followed.
The most everything. So he came to Krishna consciousness, and the most hadn't left him, but he has adapted according to the time and circumstances, and he came in front of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, I'm the most fallen. He thought that would be recognized. And Srila Prabhupada said, he recognized it. You are not the most anything.
Most rascal.
Because Srila Prabhupada could exactly see what Srila Prabhupada was so expert. He diffused everybody's argument. Someone challenged her. What do you think of Sai Baba? Big question, right? Because so many people have Sai Baba. So instead of arguing, Srila Prabhupada just said, who is he? It's just like, what are you thinking of the President of the United States? Puts a name. Who is he? So immediately it diffused all arguments. And so, and on another occasion, someone challenged her. When Srila Prabhupada explained the different varnas, first class, brahmanas, second class, kshatriyas, third class, vaishyas, fourth class, shudras. And then someone challenged, so what class are you? Srila Prabhupada had also challenging, what do you think? What class are you? Srila Prabhupada put his head down for quite some time and said, I am fifth class. I'm fifth class because I'm servant of all. Right? The lowest. The lowest will be the highest. Even in Christian tradition, there's a well-known saying of Jesus Christ. Those, he sit in the synagogue, he sit in the front row, I'm here. They will get the lowest place. And the one who's humble is sitting behind, he gets the first place in God's kingdom. Srila Prabhupada did that also, as we remember also that pastime, when he came to Srivasangam just before he departed for America. He came, every day he came. Where was he sitting? In the back. He was sitting in the back, the last row. And he was profusely crying. He was crying. Please, give me your mercy in this place. All the acharyas have been assembled there. Lord Chaitanya was in this place. So that's this ecstatic Sankirtan, Srivasangam, Srivas Thakur's home, from where the Sankirtan spilled into the street. Because then the Kasi had broken a Midangam, he had forbidden. This Hindu chanting will be forbidden. I am a Muslim ruler. No more Hindu chanting, otherwise you'll be punished. So he broke a Midangam. So Lord Chaitanya became very angry. what, he's trying to stop the Sankirtan movement? Previously they have been doing Sankirtan in the house. Then Lord Chaitanya said, no, okay, every man in Navadvip should make a torch, yeah? With it on a stick, fire, open fire. Everyone should make a torch, and in the evening we all assemble and walking, marching to the Kasi's house. Who is he? We burn down the Kasi's house. Yes, we burn down. And thousands and thousands and thousands assembled. They came out of their houses. So there was no fear anymore. Right? When you have such a mass of people, when you have Lord Chaitanya fearlessly leading the whole Sankirtan and everybody chanting, and Srivas Thakur and Advaita Charya, really respectable old gentleman, everybody dancing, Hari Araya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. So everybody joined, and it's described. When the father made a torch, his son made 2 torches, and the neighbors made torches, and everybody in a big torch march of thousands and thousands of people marching to the Kasi's home. Yes, we burned down the Kasi's home. So actually try to burn down the Kasi's home. It's not just a peaceful torchlight march. They were outraged, the people, the Vaishnavas. They burned his garden. Then the Kasi, of course, he became very afraid. He came down in the field. Nimai, stop your people. Actually, we are related. Yes? Somewhere far. Relationship. That's a do. When they cornered. Actually, we are related. So you should have some loving affection for me. Then there was a beautiful discussion. In the Kasi, he surrendered. The Kasi surrendered. And he wrote a declaration. From this day on, my dynasty, anyone in my dynasty will never oppose the Sankirtan movement. And therefore, it's not opposed. We go Sankirtan in Navadvip, Mayapur, and the devotees have this sign. It's going like this, and this, and this, like a violin case almost, with a big tilak on it. That is a sign of the Kasi. It's going back to the Kasi. That's a sign of his dynasty. So the devotees is marching with that sign. And that Sankirtan movement is not obstructed. When you ever come for Gaura Purnima to Mayapur, and I was so much thinking of Mayapur when Ben sang his beautiful Nrsimha prayers. I had Nrsimhadev in Mayapur very much standing there in the middle, kind of, on the pillar, Nrsimhadev in front, and Nrsimha Aarti, and beautiful. So, in Mayapur they used to, I'm sure they still do it, they have different groups of devotees. They're doing parikram all over the 9 islands. Nava, 10 Dvip islands. 10 islands. Because there's a lot of water. There's a Ganga, there's a Chalangi, and they're all, it's not so very far from the ocean when the Ganga is splitting up into different branches. So, the land, of course, is very fertile, and so much water everywhere. So different camps of devotees, so going on parikram. It was also very austere. The most austere is you walking with a parikram, and then at night the party goes ahead and they have put the tent up, a big tent, with partition or one tent for Matajis or the Prabhus. So those who are really austere and fit, they're staying out for, 10 days? or something on parikram, 2 weeks maybe, not more. And they're walking, and at night then there is prasadam, and there are some very simple facilities, bucket shower and this, and the tent is just communal areas and all of that. And prasadam, of course, is taken care of. Prasadam is there. Those who are not set fit of walking, there is a bus organized, very organized, takes a lot of organization. A bus is organized, it comes in the morning, brings the devotees, in the evenings they're taken back to the temple, and they have their rooms there, and they're sleeping there, and takes their showers there, and after Mangaladi, parikram goes back to that spot from where the further walking is done. So, but when it comes to the last day of there's different parties. There is an English-speaking mixed party from devotees all over the world. There is a huge Russian contingent, a huge Russian party has always been there. Very, very large. So they have their own leader and parikram around, and they only get the lectures in Russian. And so the English-speaking party, and then they have a Bengali party as well.
Yeah.
Lot of Bengalis, and they're getting the classes by some Maharaj or someone in Bengali. And at the last day of that parikram, it's all organized by walkie-talkie, and they're all coming together just by Srivasangam. Down the road, there comes a road from one side, from the other side, and from a third side. And all the three parties who have done a lot of austerities and chanting and kirtan and walking and seeing the holy places, beautiful, and they're coming together and meeting up in that triangle from three different sides. And the devotees have garlands, and they're giving the garlands to those others who are coming from that side, and they're falling each other around the neck and embracing each other, and it's an extremely joyful feeling of meeting and coming together, and the Sankirtan movement, the Bengali devotees, the Russian devotees, the international devotees. It's absolutely overwhelming. Overwhelming. And then there is big tent with prasadam, and then everybody goes back to not far to Mayapur. Srivasangam is just a few minutes down the road of Mayapur. Chandrodaya. So Srila Prabhupada, I read in the memories, that's very extraordinary. He said to devotees, we will develop this Mayapur. At one point he said, everybody leaves the temples all over the world, we all go and develop Mayapur. Of course that didn't happen, and the devotees said, but Srila, how can we do that? Didn't really mean like that, but Mayapur was he said Mayapur, develop Mayapur and book distribution. And I'm saying that because Jayapataka Swami, he is just the man in Mayapur. He is his project, and he is the protector and so on of Mayapur. So, at one point Srila Prabhupada said, we all go, you probably never heard that, I never heard that, we go to Mayapur and we develop Mayapur, and then we will declare Mayapur as an independent country. We separate from India, we declare Mayapur as a separate country, and then we have our own currency. We want our own currency. 1 Chaitanya, 5 Chaitanya, and 10 Chaitanyas. There was a currency. And eventually we'll have an airport in Mayapur as well. Big, Srila Prabhupada has always big plans. Big plans. Who knows? In the future there may be very well an airport in Mayapur. I wouldn't be surprised. It's developing like that. So, back to our verse and purport. Hare Krishna. Where did you get this rose from?
My first rose, I just saw it today. Again, my broken plants, given me one back again.
Nice, thank you very much.
Just one came out today.
So, Krishna is not only expanding himself in every single atom, and his shining rays of the Brahmajyoti going all over the universe. Krishna also says, I am the light of the sun and the moon. And Srila Prabhupada explains in his purport, the light of the sun and the shining of the sun and the moon as a reflection of the Brahmajyoti. There we go, reflection of the Brahmajyoti. The light of the sun is, of course, of extreme essence and important to us. Without sunlight, we cannot do nothing. And moonlight, so moonlight is giving the juice to the vegetables. Very important, moon. Without moonlight, the vegetables don't grow and have all nourishing elements in them. So one could say the sun, the light of the sun and the moon are the essence of everything here in this material world. And the essence, that is Krishna. Oh, I'm the taste of water. The taste. And Srila Prabhupada gives that example. Nobody wants to drink salty water from the ocean, and if we bathe in the ocean, we get a mouthful of salt water in our mouth, and we're spitting, and it's not very nice. So Krishna is the essence. The essence of water is its taste. And he is also the Omkara. The impersonalists like to, Srila Prabhupada made a nice point actually. They like to vibrate the Omkara. Om. They don't like to glorify Krishna's names, because then the philosophy of everything is Brahman, and there is everything is impersonal Brahman, and there is no personality of Krishna. So that would contradict their philosophy. So therefore they don't vibrate the name of the Lord. Govinda, Madhava, Kishore, Nanda Kishore, and so on. Gopinath, Gopichana Vallabha. So many beautiful names of Krishna. So they don't vibrate the names of Krishna. All what they do, the impersonal, the Omkara, the is of course the sound representation of Krishna. Sound. Om. So they're chanting the Omkara. One has to be. Srila Prabhupada spoke with a gentleman. He was from the Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj, these are impersonalists. They exist here in Leicester as well. There's a bit dry, jnani type of speculators. They have their own lineage, Arya Samaj. And that gentleman, he was following the Arya Samaj. And Srila Prabhupada said, I know what you do. When you come passing a temple and nobody is looking, you make sure you look around, nobody is seeing you, then you offer your obeisance to the Lord. Because you don't want to be seen, because you're an impersonalist. So secretly, the man had to admit that's the case. And one day Srila Prabhupada asked a gentleman who was also coming from the impersonal side. He said to him, "Go, do you see this book, this blue book on my bookshelf?" He said, "Yes." "Can you pick it up and bring it here?" And he picked it up, and Srila Prabhupada said, "Do you know that book?" And the gentleman said, oh yes, Dr. such and such and such." "Ah, okay. Open verse, 18th chapter, verse 65. And the gentleman opens the verse, found the verse. What is 1865, Ben? No, 66.
Always think of me.
Man manabhava madbhakto madhyachi mam namaskaru. Yes, always think of me, of your obeisances. Worship me, become my devotee. So the translation was very good. Same translation as we have here. So Srila Prabhupada said, this is a very good translation. And the gentleman admitted, yes. And then he said, "Go read the purport." Then you read the purport. The purport, the gentleman was saying, the gentleman actually was Dr. Radhakrishnan.
Wow.
You know who Dr. Radhakrishnan?
I've heard of it, the name.
He was vice president of India, the first vice president, and later on he became the president of India.
But we hear the very...
Dr. Srila Radhakrishnan, very learned, but he was an impersonalist. So Srila Prabhupada had said Bhagavad Gita, and sometimes I read the translation from that Gita, but not the purpose. So the purport read, actually we don't have to surrender to the person Krishna. We have to surrender to the eternal within Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada said, therefore I say he's a rascal. Because there is no inside and outside of Krishna. The eternal within Krishna. Krishna is not like us. We have an inside, the soul, and an outside, the body. Krishna is spiritual through and through. There's no inside and no outside. So that's an interpretation. We have to surrender to that eternal within Krishna. That's a typical impersonalist interpretation. Because we're getting off the hook of taking personal responsibility for our action. That's not there. It's all impersonal, wishy-washy. So Srila Prabhupada said, therefore I say he's a rascal. And the man was shocked, the Indian gentleman, about the strong words of Srila Prabhupada. Then Srila Prabhupada said, I'm not saying he's a rascal. Krishna is saying he's a rascal. Namam duskritino mudha. That verse. And Krishna says, rascal. Lowest of mankind, who don't surrender unto me. So, not me who's saying that, Srila Prabhupada. Krishna is saying, I'm just repeating. So, Vedic mantras, syllable I'm the sound in ether, in space. Recently I came across, and I know that from my Christian, maybe I don't know much from my Christian upbringing, but from that Genesis, I do remember, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word came from God. And God was the Word. Very interesting. Sound. Everything comes from sound. Shabda Brahman. Of course. sound. So therefore, Krishna says, I am the sound in ether. And I am the ability in man. People are very proud. Oh, I'm so clever. What's they say nowadays? I am, what's they say? There's a word, Trump using it. There's a trendy word. I forgot it. It's used very much. So people are proud of their abilities. Everybody has some abilities. Everybody has a mixture of the 5 opulences of the Lord. Someone is maybe not very intelligent, but he's very beautiful. Very proud. Beauty queen. Not too much brain, but beauty is there. Someone else is very knowledgeable, but not so beautiful. Someone else is very rich, richest man, but he may not have the other opulences, or he may have them in a small degree, and so on. So people become very proud if they have a little bit, some extraordinary opulence borrowed from the Lord. Borrowed, because Krishna has all these opulences in full. He's the richest, he's the most famous, he's the most beautiful, the most renounced. All the opulences in full, 100%. And we are proud of having a small percentage of some of these opulences. Therefore, Krishna says, I am the ability in man. Don't be proud of your ability. It's me. I am that ability. So Krishna is anything which is extraordinary, which is the essence. Well, as Srila Prabhupada says here, very nicely, the impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in the water by its taste. And the personalist glorifies the Lord, who has so kindly supplied the tasty water to quench our thirst. Thank you, Krishna, for giving us the water. Thank you, for Krishna, for giving us some beautiful prasadam. So we can glorify you. Okay. Any questions? We have covered almost all the points. It's just really amazing how Srila Prabhupada brings out again the personalism versus the impersonalism. Every verse since we have left that yoga chapter.
Join the Bhakti podcast with deep insights into all matters spiritual. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with your inner self.